이제 이스라엘에 잘 도착을 했는데요. 이번 기회가 유대인들을 위로하는 것뿐만이 아니라 이들에게 예수님의 사랑을 잘 전달할 수 있는 기회가 될 줄 믿습니다.
So this is our control center, which we set up at the beginning of the war. We set up one of these every time there's a crisis in Israel, and it manages everything that the Jewish agency is doing.
전 세계랑 연결되어 있고 지금 피해자들과 누가 도움을 받고 있고 누가 보상을 받고 있고 무슨 일을 지금 하고 있는지 모든 일들이 지금 여기서 진행이 되고 있다고 합니다. 지금 이 셔츠를 이제 선물을 받았어요. 네.
And now you represent the Jewish agency. Okay.
이제 이것을 입고 있어서 이제 이스라엘에 지금 일어난 일을 대해서 대처하고 있는 기관의 한 사람이라고 지금 증명해 준 옷을 입어봤습니다.
It's right here. This is Nativ Asah. Right here. Right outside the border. Right on the border.
오늘 이제 그 가족들을 만날 건데 여기에서 전쟁이 일어났던 분들, 그다음에 또 여기 지킴이라고 하는 이곳에서 또 가족을 잃었던 분들, 이제 요 분들을 만나러 이제 가게 되겠습니다.
And this is our absorption center. Where I told you there were 460 olim in Ibim, and not a single terrorist entered.
자, 여기 지도가 여기가 이제 가자 지구가 되겠고요. 지금 이 노란색이 지금 이스라엘에서 피난시켜준 사람들이고, 이 빨간 줄이 이 하마스가 공격해 왔었던 공간들을 이야기하는 게 이제 빨간 선이 되겠습니다. 여기까지 왔었던 공간이 되겠습니다. 여기가 이제 대피소가 되겠어요. 그래서 이스라엘에 있는 건물들마다 대피소에 들어갈 수 있는 인원이 그 빌딩 안에 있는 사람들을 다 소용할 있어야 되고요. 만약에 빌딩에 500명이 있는데 밤샐 때 400명밖에 못 들어간다라고 하면 그 건물에 있는 모든 사람들이 그 건물을 사용할 수 없게 됩니다. 그래서 모든 건물마다 다 이렇게 대피소들을 다 만들어 놓은 상태라고 합니다. 지금 저희는 이제 쥬이시 에이전시 안에 우리 조시 스워츠라고 하는 우리 비서실장님과 함께 이 자리에 있습니다. 이분이 하시는 일과 또 이 전쟁을 통하여서 어떤 변화가 있는지 우리 같이 한번 들어보면서 또 더 자세한 상황을 한번 알아보도록 하겠습니다. What's your role in 쥬이시 agency?
So my role is to be in charge of all of the governing bodies of the Jewish agency, and I'm also in charge of the relationship between the Jewish agency and the government of Israel and the Knesset.
Okay. So do you work with the Jewish people who live outside of the
Yes, I
Israel as
work
well?
with the leadership. I'm the secretary of the executive committee of the Jewish agency and of our board of governors, and I work with Jewish communities and Jewish leadership around the world and in Israel.
So next question would be this war broke off less than a month ago. What has changed since then?
I think it's changed the entire country. I think this is the worst crisis that ever has happened to Israel. We were surprised by the brutal and vicious enemy on the morning of October 7th. Murderers, rapists, children of baby. It wasn't a terrorist attack, it was an invasion by an armed force. They invaded and occupied parts of southern Israel for over a day. And this is an invasion by a foreign country, and now we are reacting. We're going back to war.
So as your role, what's this organization is it doing for Israel or for the people of Israel?
So first of all, we're running an emergency campaign. We're raising money from Jewish communities and from Christians around the world. So we're using the money for a number of things. One is to help the victims of terror. Every single person who was injured or his property was damaged or his family has a kidnapped person in Gaza is getting immediate financial assistance from the Jewish agency. The second thing is because we're at war, many businesses are shut down and are not operating. So we're providing financial assistance to business. We're giving grants of around $5,000, up to $5,000 in the Gaza area, in the 7 kilometers from the Gaza Strip. And we're giving loans of up to 100,000 shekels, about $25,000, to small businesses throughout the entire south of Israel. And the third thing is that we're working with the government of Israel on long-term plans for the rebuilding of the Western Negative in the Gaza area, including finding Jewish community around the world to adopt every single kibbutz and village that was damaged.
Do you have something to say to the people who...
So I think the war has caused, as always at times in crisis, of the Jewish people everywhere to come together. So far, over $500 million has been raised by Jewish communities around the world for aid in Israel. We see missions of solidarity, like the one you're on now. Every single day there's a mission of solidarity from somewhere in the world of Jewish leaders coming to Israel. And I want to thank you, and I want to thank your supporters and the faithful in Korea for everything you're doing for Israel. I want to thank the long-standing relationship with the Republic of Korea and our defense ties and all the international support. You're one of our allies, and the people of Israel really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. The people who lost their homes, how you support them?
We're giving them a short-term grant and a long-term grant.
Okay.
And we're also going to help with the rebuilding of the communities in the long run. But we're still discussing that with the government on how it's going to be done.
Okay. So they're not in that home anymore.
They've all been moved, but the government is paying for their stay in hotels. We're providing them with immediate financial assistance and long-term assistance, and we'll be involved in the future in the rebuilding of the communities.
Do you know roughly how many families are away from their home?
Yeah, I think 130,000 people have been evacuated from the north and the south. From the south, it's 7 kilometers from the Gaza Strip, plus the city of Ashkelon. And in the north, it's 4 kilometers from the border.
I see.
And one of the reasons we're taking people out is because we don't have enough bomb shelters. And so, if you have 500 people in a center in Safat or Nahariya or Ashkelon, but you only have room in the shelter for 400, then you have to take some of them out. As well, the Jewish Agency is responsible for bringing immigrants to Israel. And we have absorption centers where new immigrants live in Beersheba, in Ashkelon, in Ashdod, and also in Sderot. And it was a miracle that happened on the 7th of October because our absorption center just outside of Sderot, 3 kilometers from Gaza, had 460 olim with only 3 or 4 armed guards and not a single terrorist entered at all. I think it must be one of the only villages in the entire area where the terrorists didn't come. They didn't even try to get in. It's a big miracle.
Something that we could do with the Korean community?
I think,
Can help you?
yeah, I think one is to continue to support us, not just financially, but also with moral support. And I think to work with the government of the Republic of Korea to support Israel in the United Nations, in international forums. Please talk to your government and have them support the people of Israel.
We are, as a Korean Christian organization, we are 100% behind Israel. We're praying for you.
Thank you very
for the
much.
peace of this nation. We do believe 100% this is God has given this land to His people. We are trying to support you much as we can, with all the power that we have. Many Koreans are in all over the world. We try to unite to focus on the help of Israel.
Thank you very much. I know all about your support. I know all about the support of the Republic of Korea for Israel, and we deeply appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
이번 전쟁에 Together with you, 당신과 함께합니다라고 하는 말을 이제 프레이즈로 만들었습니다.
So thank you very much for everything you're doing for us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to come here today and be with us. And I'm sure you're going to have a very interesting day with Deborah.
Yes. Thank you for inviting us.
You're very welcome.
감사합니다.